On a cold Sunday evening, the city streets glowed under orange streetlights, and the air smelled faintly of rain. Daniel Hayes, a single dad in his early 30s, walked beside his 11-year-old son, Noah. They had just left a late-night grocery store, carrying a small bag of snacks for their movie night at home. Daniel wasn't the type to stay out this late, but Noah had begged him for popcorn, and Daniel, soft-hearted as always, gave in. They were halfway to the parking lot when Noah tugged on his sleeve. "Dad, look." At first, Daniel didn't see anything unusual. Cars. A bus leaving. A couple arguing near a taxi. But then, near a dim alleyway, he noticed a small girl, maybe 13 or 14, struggling as a man in a hoodie grabbed her wrist and tried pulling her deeper into the shadows. Her voice trembled, barely audible. "Let go. Please, let me go." Daniel froze for half a second. His heartbeat slammed in his ears. He didn't know who they were. He didn't know what the story was. But he knew one thing, that girl was terrified. And then the man yanked her again. Daniel acted before thinking. "Noah, stay here," he shouted, tossing the grocery bag aside and sprinting across the pavement. The man didn't notice him until Daniel was almost on top of them. "Hey!" Daniel roared. The man turned, and Daniel's fist connected with his jaw before a single word could be exchanged. The hit echoed through the alley. The man fell back, stunned, the girl stumbling away from him. Daniel positioned himself between her and the stranger, adrenaline exploding through him. "What the hell are you doing?" the man growled, wiping blood from his lip. "What are you doing dragging a child?" Daniel shot back, fists raised. The girl clutched her arms around herself, shaking. "Please, don't let him take me." Daniel didn't need more explanation. The man lunged. Daniel blocked the swing, countered with a sharp elbow to the ribs, and pushed the man against the wall. "Get away from her," he barked. The man hissed in pain and scrambled backward, glaring at Daniel like a cornered animal. "You don't understand, this is a family matter." Daniel didn't budge. "You don't drag family into alleys." Across the parking lot, Noah shouted, "Dad! Security is coming." Footsteps approached quickly, two supermarket security guards rushing in after seeing the commotion on the CCTV screens. The man panicked. He shoved past Daniel, sprinted across the lot, and disappeared into the night before anyone could grab him. Daniel turned to the girl. She looked pale, breathless, her eyes red-rimmed from crying. "It's okay," Daniel said, lowering his tone, hands raised gently. "You're safe. I'm not going to hurt you. What's your name?" Mia," she whispered. "How old are you, Mia?" 13. Security arrived at their side, asking questions, but Daniel held a hand up. "Give her a second. She's terrified." Noah ran over and stood beside his father, watching Mia nervously. Daniel crouched in front of her. "Was that man trying to take you somewhere?" Her throat bobbed as she swallowed hard. "He's my mom's ex-boyfriend. She broke up with him because he would drink and hurt her. Today he followed me from the bus stop. He grabbed me and he said if my mom doesn't come back to him, he'll make her regret it." Daniel felt something burn inside him, anger, sadness, and something protective all mixed together. Security escorted them inside the store office, where they called the police. As they waited, Mia sat in a small chair, hands trembling in her lap. Noah offered her his hoodie without saying a word. She accepted it quietly, pulling it around her shoulders like a shield. When the officers arrived, they asked Mia questions gently. One of them turned to Daniel. "Sir, thank you for intervening. This could have ended much worse." Daniel nodded, releasing a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. "I didn't even think. I just saw her scared." "That's what heroes do," the officer replied. Mia's mother arrived 15 minutes later, breathless and crying as she rushed into the room. She hugged her daughter tightly, whispering thanks between sobs. When she turned to Daniel, tears glistened in her eyes. "You saved my child," she whispered. I don't have words." Daniel shook his head softly. "I just did what any parent would." But the woman insisted. "No. Too many people look away." "You didn't." Mia reached out timidly. "Thank you, for helping me." Daniel smiled. "Anytime. You stay safe, okay? You're stronger than you think." As the police took statements and arranged protection for Mia and her mom, Daniel walked back outside with Noah. The night felt different now, heavier, but meaningful. Noah looked up at him with wide eyes. "Dad, were you scared?" Daniel paused. "Yeah, buddy. Terrified. But you still went." "That's what being a dad means," Daniel replied quietly. "Sometimes you punch first, and ask questions later." Noah slipped his hand into his father's as they walked toward their car. The grocery bag still lay on the ground where Daniel had dropped it, popcorn spilled everywhere. They both laughed softly at the mess. "Movie night?" Noah asked. Daniel ruffled his hair. "Yeah. But let's add something to it." "What?" "Let's be the kind of people who step in when someone needs us." Noah nodded thoughtfully, and together they drove home, the streetlights flickering behind them like fading sparks, marking the night a single dad became someone's unexpected hero.